You're locked in to the Cash Flow Show with Dave and Nate, the best place to navigate how to achieve capital appreciation with commercial acquisitions. Here's your hosts.
We always come in at a odd moment. I swear. No, you really do look like you had a makeup artist come through. I'm serious.
Dude, I'm always this. What are you talking about?
No. It's like I swear, it looks like you just came from Bora Bora.
Where's Bora Bora?
It's somewhere like on the map. I know it's on a map, but it's over there.
What you're saying is people from Bora Bora look like me? Is that what you're saying?
No, well, okay, you're glowing. You got a glow today.
Dude, that's the weirdest thing you've ever said to me, and I've known you for a very long time. I didn't think I was going to get up today and Nathan Amaral was going to look me in the eyes and say, dude, you're glowing.
No, seriously, no.
Pregnant women who glow?
That's true. Are you pregnant? No.
I feel it sometimes. I told you. Hey, I just bought a new piece of exercise equipment.
Oh, wait.
It's not here yet.
Wait.
I did.
Wait, I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to take a wild guess. Is it?
You're not going to get it. You won't guess it. I bet you're wrong, but go ahead.
Is it the mirror? The new mirror?
No, it's not the new mirror.
I was close.
You're close.
See?
You're close.
Okay,
it's called Hydro. H-Y.
Hydro?
Hydro, yeah.
What do you do with the Hydro?
It's a rowing machine.
Okay.
And, yeah, dude. And I saw it in Best Buy.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, that looks like something I could do. Low impact. Works the back, works the leg, works the buttocks.
Oh, wow.
Works all the bits and pieces. And then it does have like the interactive, like the mirror does, and the
totally. You got a screen on it and everything.
Oh, yeah. You can go rowing up and down the Charles River with some guys in Boston. Your cousin from Boston. Yeah, you can do the Sam Adams commercials and everything while you're rowing the boat.
That's crazy. And this is a new thing now, like this visual experience, coaches live as you're exercising. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to get the mirror for Mary Beth because she likes to do the yoga and all that stuff, and I didn't do it. And I said to her afterwards, what do you think? She goes, no, I just don't want to see myself, working out in a mirror, looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you.
Really?
So, yeah, I don't, yeah. So, but anyway, I'm going to be rowing. What was that show with Kevin Spacey where he plays the president? Remember that show? It was on either Netflix or Amazon.
Oh, wait, House of Cards.
House of Cards. Well, there's this scene in House of Cards where Spacey is like on this rowing machine.
Okay.
Right? He's like, he's getting all the energy out on his rowing machine.
Yeah.
And I always remembered that scene. I thought to myself, that looks like something I could do.
Yeah.
And then I saw this rowing machine, and this voice in the back of my head said, stop eating donuts.
Get off the couch.
So we'll see what happens.
Oh,
see, I'm getting back out there, and I can't have a glow on my my rotund belly. It just doesn't work for me.
Oh my goodness.
And if you're fat and happy, go for it. I'm just a little chunky monkey, and I'm not too happy.
Oh man.
But we're working.
Good. How was your trip though? Did you have a good trip?
Yeah, we went down to the island of Nantucket.
Oh gosh.
And a friend of mine had a place down there, and he let me use it. And it was kind of interesting.
Oh God.
I'm a little preoccupied right now, so it's hard to, you know what I mean? It's hard to.
So you weren't just like totally like locked into Nantucket.
Yeah, well, I was stuck on Nantucket, and that was part of the problem.
Okay.
It's like when I'm in work mode, I'm in work mode.
Yeah.
When I'm in non-work, I'm in non-work mode.
Sure.
And it wasn't very easy. I mean, it was Mary Beth's birthday while we were down there.
Oh man.
So we had a little celebration down there for my wife's birthday, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, but I don't know, man. I've got an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and all they want to do is engage in technology, and I'm like, look at the ocean, and they're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Technology. I get kind of grumpy with that shit.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I can tick the box and say I went to Nantucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was that your first time?
Yeah, yeah. It's the first time in
Really?
Nantucket. I
Wow.
go to an island. I want to go to St. Thomas
Yeah,
or
yeah.
St. John's or something.
San
I want to go on.
Miguel. You
Yeah.
gotta come. You gotta come here, man. You gotta come to this island.
Dude, I know. I'm waiting for COVID to
Yeah,
pass
I
and the
know. You
kids.
gotta wait for COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, they're not
you're
allowing
gonna.
any. They're allowing UK citizens, but not Americans.
I got a dual passport, bud.
There you go. So you can come right in.
Actually, that's not true. The Americans don't know that I've still got. I shouldn't say this stuff on the internet. People might think this guy pull up in a black sedan. No, I carry an American passport.
Yeah.
But I think the English still think I'm English because I can still talk with a London
I
accent,
think.
mate. You know what I mean? That's why I could still get it. You want to hear a funny one? I went over last summer, right, to visit my dad down on the south coast and his wife Annie. It was the first time the kids had obviously been to England. Mary Beth had been there once before. And as I'm standing in front of you, I'm not standing in front of you, am I? As I'm on this call with you, right? As I go through customs in the UK, the customs agent looks up at me and he goes, "Nice TV show."
Oh, wow.
He goes, "You're that flipping Boston guy, aren't you?"
Oh my gosh.
I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, all of us in the police." He's a retired copper. He says, "All of us in the police department like those home shows." So the only problem is when we get home, the wife wants us to fix the house.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
So anyway, I didn't go all the way to Heathrow Airport for somebody to say, "Hey, like the show." But hey, it is what it is. What's up? How was your week? Forget me. How are you?
My week was awesome. Well, the week or the weekend, last weekend, was really awesome. So I'll tell you something that I did that most people would probably be like, "Are you serious?" So I don't like dark water, especially ocean dark water. Yeah.
What do you mean dark water? Like there's sewage in it?
No, like, ocean, like being in the ocean. I don't like ocean water, like especially floating out there. Just freaks me out.
You're on an island.
And I'm on an yeah.
Okay.
In the middle of the Atlantic. Yeah. It's just, it's kind of odd. So anyway, what I ended up doing was I took my two daughters and we went to the beach and they didn't want to go in the water that day. So that was like, fine, I'm going to go in the water. So there was a few people around me and I said, I'm going to go in beyond my knees and I'm going to go in the water. So I did.
That's big for you.
It was big. It was big. And you know what?
Huge.
I went to my shoulders and then after that I said I could still touch the ground. So I said, I got to get to a point where I am not touching the ground.
In the water.
And I did.
You overcame your fear of big water.
Let me tell you, I was in the water for 3 hours swimming without,
Really?
Yeah.
And the sharks didn't smell the fear or nothing?
No sharks, man, showed up. That was huge. That was a moment.
Big stuff, man. Big stuff.
Yeah,
big steps.
A big step, yeah.
Steps.
I mean,
Okay.
on the other side.
Where were your daughters while you were
They
out
were on the
swimming
beach, and I was just like swimming out there, and I'm just like watching them from the beach, and they're like playing, making sand castles, and I'm just there like totally swimming. Yeah, it was so great.
If the Kraken had come up and grabbed you, what would have happened to your girls?
I mean, someone would probably have to be taking care. Mary Beth is asking who was watching my kids.
See? She knows. Thank you, baby. See, parental guidance.
So I was watching my kids, like, looking at the beach while I was in the water. Yeah.
I'm going to have to turn you into Child and Human Services.
Oh, my God. Really? Like, is that bad? Is that bad? I mean, I was watching my kids.
Dude, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
Mary Beth doesn't know. I let the kids go all over the place when she's not around. They ride in the back of the pickup truck, sitting in a couple of recliners. She ain't around. Down 128, doing 95.
Oh, my God. Mary Beth, happy birthday.
That's it, buddy. That's it. That's cool. Do you have to do your thing? You got to do your thing.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do my thing. Yeah. Yeah, so, well, we already got some hellos. We got a hello from John and John DeMars. He's saying, hey, Dave, what's going on? Well, by the way, if you are new to our show, please let us know by saying hello in the comment section, or if you're new, post new. That way we can greet you also. And welcome to the show. Welcome to the Cash Flow Show with your host, Dave Seymour. And Nathan Amaral, right here. That's, yeah. And Mary Beth saying thank you. Thank you so much for following along. Dave, we've been getting a lot of great comments. Last week, people were congratulating you for having Kevin Harrington Oh,
yeah, the shack.
The shack. Speaking of shacks, swim on the side of you in Freedom Ventures. That's huge. I mean, I think you've gotten a lot of is it notoriety? Is that the right word? Yeah, a lot of.
I don't know. Look, man, it's great to have Kevin on board.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've done some work with a couple of those guys from that TV show over the years, and Kevin is the real deal. He you know, he's done over 500 million, $500 million worth of business launches.
Yeah.
You know, he understands the process of business, and it was cool that we connected. And you know, he turned around and he looked at the team that was on our side of the table in the real estate world, and said, "Hey, I want in. What value can I bring?"
Yeah.
And you know, money is not that valuable. What's valuable is knowledge. And I said, look, man, I don't want you to just invest capital into our fund. How about you join us in an advisory position, bring you on the advisory board, and let me learn from you and you learn from me. And it was a match made in heaven, as they say. And it got picked up by quite a few news organizations. Yahoo News, Banker and Tradesman picked it up. And it's just been a really positive thing to have, you know, that depth. That's what it's about, Nate Dogg. It's about having some depth. It allows me to be more of a CEO rather than put my fingers in every piece of the business. True. Allows me to step back and build the business rather than, you know, be in the business, you know, that concept.
Right.
So it's been exciting. It's been exciting to have him be a part of it. And we're going down to Tampa on Monday. Okay. Flying down to Tampa on Monday, which is where Kevin's located. And we're going to do some filming there. We're going to do an interview process with myself and my CIO, my Chief Investment Officer, Walter Novicki. Scoured the nation for the right guy, found Walter and just stole him. Just grabbed him up. Yeah. Played pack. Picked up Walter, and we're going to have Walter come to one of the assets and do some filming there and some walkthrough and stuff. So it's exciting. It really is. That is good stuff. It's a good time.
You brought up a good point about having advisors, right? And I think that's a very good way to role model some of the people that want to invest with Freedom Venture, right? It's having that advisory that, you know, when you don't know everything, you can partner and bring people into your life who know more, do more, have more experience. And that's a really powerful thing. It actually helps speed up the process in a lot of things too. So smart move, smart partnership. And you also said he's interested in real estate too, right? He's doing more real estate.
It's funny when I was talking with him, I originally approached Kevin. He saw something that we were doing. I saw something he was doing, and we reconnected. And when I originally approached Kevin, I was just looking for some marketing pop. You know, a couple of experts having an interview. I knew Kevin was down in Tampa because I've been down there and broke bread with him in the past. And it's funny. I don't know if I've said this already, but I thought I was just talking about an interview, and then I realized, you know, I was talking to a shark, and it was like more than just an interview, right? How can we align, right? How can we do something together? And that was what brought him in. Kevin has always had, you know, real estate on his radar. Pretty much every wealthy individual walking the face of the earth has really incorporated or, you know, experienced real estate in some capacity or another. And you know, he said he'd been waiting for the right time, right? The right opportunity to align, get involved, and bring his business acumen to the table. And, you know, he found that with us. So, you know, it's interesting to see, like, our investors, for example, you know, they're coming from all walks of life, from programmers and computers to doctors and surgeons and attorneys and other investors. It's interesting to see how many other real estate investors have reached out to us to explore whether it's a fit with us or not. And you would think to yourself, well, you've already done, you know, $50 million worth of real estate transactions. Why are you talking to me? But it's amazing how many of them are so busy, right?
So true.
B-U-S-S-Y, busy.
So true.
Right? In their lives that they don't have an opportunity to put capital to work. So it's definitely snowballing. It's an interesting process watching this thing grow as fast as it is.
Yeah,
for sure. for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people out there who are busy working their full-time jobs doing whatever that may be, whether it's, what, doctor, lawyer, whatever, developer, right? Coder, right? CTOs.
Yep.
And they need an alternative to what's out there in the marketplace. I think a lot of what's out there in the marketplace is old and antiquated. Like, for example, 401ks are just, it's easy for the employer. It's easy. It's an old antiquated product. Everybody knows it. It's easy, right? I don't want to say we're in 2020 as the thing, but this is a new era. We're at a new normal, right? It's a lot of new things are happening, and there's not a lot of talk yet about new products.
Yeah, look, here's what I'm finding out, man, and it goes to the topic of the show, and I classed it the way that I did and put it in a headline because it really is, it's upsetting. I'm pissed, Nathan. I got angry a long time ago, and my own anger subsided as I learned how to invest alternatively compared to the norm that's out there. But it really is, it's really quite interesting to me because I'm going to dial it back a little bit. Raising $100 million is not a walk in the park. Okay? It's not. If I told you it was easy, I'd be a liar.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm experiencing. You know me well enough to know that everybody starts at 100 and then loses points in integrity, decency, honesty, right?
Yeah.
Most people start at 0 and they say, okay, you got to earn my respect. You got to earn. Well, that's a sad state of affairs. If your whole life you're going around expecting people to earn, your attention, your respect, your love, whatever it may be. So I started 100 with everybody, but it's been interesting in the past week. There is a huge demographic of individuals who have lost quite a few points with me. And I kind of knew it, but I didn't know it was going to be quite so glaring that the norm is protecting its paycheck. The information in investing that the largest percentage of America receives is a straight up freaking lie, dude. It's a lie. It's a smoke and mirrors, dog and pony show with slick Willie salesmen consistently feeding the same line of BS over and over and over again, protecting a paycheck. I've learned in my own career that just because everybody else is doing something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the wrong thing to do either. And what I'm talking about is this big old R word of retirement, right?
Yeah.
Because all retirement plans and retirement planning revolves pretty much around Wall Street and the information that Wall Street gives us as a consumer.
Very true.
It comes through financial advisors. It comes through my Uncle Charlie, who's really good at investing, right?
This guy helped me. You should talk to him. Yeah.
Right. I know a guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I know this guy. And it's like, it might as well be that. It really might as well be. Oh, I know a guy. Who knows a guy? And he can do this thing. And it's like, because it has been prolifically delivered over and over and over again, it becomes very hard.
Mass advertising too, by the way.
It's straight up advertising.
Yeah.
And here's the challenge. It becomes very hard to deliver intelligence to people who are mentally numb. I'll say that again. It becomes very hard to deliver financial intelligence to people who are mentally numb. They don't ask questions. And what I did was I'm thinking to myself, well, I know this.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't everybody else know it?
So
why
true.
don't they understand what a fee structure really looks like inside any kind of retirement plan?
Right.
And I'm not just talking about 401ks, Nathan.
No, there's many.
I'm talking about
Funds?
trading.
Yeah.
ETFs,
Funds.
Right?
Yeah.
Stocks, funds.
Absolutely.
All of those structures.
Absolutely.
What does it look like inside of them? And nobody's really done the work or the research to take a look at it. And what are the compounding costs doing to compounding returns? Because that's really what we look for as investors. I look for a long-term return, right? So I got a little pissed this week, man. I got a little aggravated.
Yeah.
Because it's almost, look, is there an upside for me? Of course there is. Do I get paid to manage a fund? Of course I do. But full disclosure and transparency is what we have in the fund business, private equity based in the state.
Right.
But I don't know whether you knew this, but there are funds that get charged inside these other retirement vehicles, 401ks and things of that nature. There are some funds that have fees in there.
Yeah.
That they don't even have to legally
disclose. Yeah.
It's legally.
It's true. It's very true.
Hold on a second. You could put your hand in my pocket, my money, and nobody tells me about it.
Absolutely. And the reality is when you I want to say define the word, legally, but when you are agreeing to a product that's being sold, and this is a security, right? An alternative security of whether it's 401k, mutual funds, whatever, you are giving them the right to manage that money at their will. As long as they have your funds, you're giving them those funds to manage. And
the people that are listening to us right now, I'd love for them to just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down as to whether they fully understand their fee structure or not. That's all they got to do, a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You don't even have to answer it back to me, Nate. I'm not particular, but I'd be interested to see how many people really do know exactly what their fee structure looks like.
Yeah, let's.
Because you'll be interested to find out that I'm about to educate some folks. You're about to get an edumacation.
Yeah.
That not many people have.
Yeah.
Can you pull up that website, Nate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we see that up?
Yeah, let's do that.
So I didn't overly research this. I just Googled hidden fees 401ks.
Okay.
And started to take a look at what was popping up. And if you have the site up.
Yeah, I got it here.
This is the first site, and it's an independent site. And this lady actually refers a lot to financial advisors giving her the information, which I found kind of interesting, because what I'm noticing is inside the financial advisor world, they'll actually eat their own young to make themselves sound better than the other guy. And look, if I offend you, I don't give a shit. I don't, because you know what? I'm not preyed upon anymore.
Yeah.
As it used to be, because I learned a little bit. So anyway. Let's scroll down and start talking a little bit about some of these fees.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
These are fees that are typically charged inside 401k plans.
Yeah.
Now, full disclosure, I am not under any condition saying this is going on in everybody's accounts. I'm not saying it's going on in every single fund. As I've always said and will continue to say, ask questions.
That's so true.
That's it. A donkey doesn't ask a question. Intelligent human beings do.
Yeah.
You make a decision what you're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Uh-oh. Calm down, David. I'm getting warmed up. So look. So let's talk about this one first of all. Plan administration fees. Many 401k plans charge an administration fee. Takes care of the daily record keeping and services, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
This fee can also be used to cover an array of things that you may not be aware that you're paying for, like accounting fees, trustee fees, office administration fees. While some employers cover the administration fees for the 401k workers, some do not. So what does it mean? What does that look like? So this lady gave an example, and she said, let's say just you got a $50 annual administration fee. Not a lot of money.
Right.
But when you're starting your first job, and you're trying to grow a retirement,
right.
18, 19, 20 years old, whatever the case may be, and you've got a modest $1,000 in your account,
right.
and it grows at 5%, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't the average.
Right, but it's gone. Right. Yeah.
$50
is gone.
You know what? You lost. You didn't make any money.
Yeah. And that's if.
So you need to contribute.
And that's just administration fees. You're not even getting down to the other.
Got warmed up.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting warmed up here.
Yeah.
I'm a bit. Let me tell you, you're out of order. Sorry, I'm doing an impression of scent of a woman. So those fees are consistently being charged inside the accounts. So let's look at number 2, the investment advisory fees. Now, if your retirement plan is being actively managed, right? Yep. Assets under management, actively managed, you may be paying investment advisory fee that is typically charged as a percentage of the total 401k balance
of the total amount
a year.
Yep.
If you have $100,000 retirement in a 401k plan, for example, a 1% annual fee, you would then fork over $1,000 per year for the privilege of these services.
Yes, for the privilege. Underline privilege. It's a privilege now.
What if it was $250,000? What if it was $1 million?
Exactly.
They're going to charge that fee every single year, bang, like that. Yep. Some structure allows them to do it on a quarterly or a monthly basis. It all depends. Did you read the fine print, right?
Yep.
Keep in mind that advisory fees are charged. This one kills me. Advisory fees are charged whether your plan earned money or lost money.
Yep, exactly.
Now, you might not give two monkeys, you know what, if that year it did really, really well. But what if you're still paying those fees in 2020 and 2021 and 2022 when the market maybe isn't doing so well? How does that sit? Now watch. Okay, so far I've said $1,050. That's what we potentially have in fees according to the examples this lady's given.
Yeah.
So stop right there. Even if it's only $1,050 that is not compounding anymore,
right?
Because it come out.
That's right.
What does that look like over a 35 or a 40-year investment strategy?
Very true.
And we haven't even finished. Just keep going. Internal expense ratios.
Okay.
Internal expense ratios. A common fee that he sees clients gloss over is the internal expense ratio of mutual funds. In an employer-sponsored retirement plan like a 401k or within a professionally managed investment portfolio, these fees often go overlooked and can be an enormous drag on long-term growth.
True. And
the good news is, the consumer's smartening up a little bit, and right? He's saying we're beginning to see a reduction in this percentage.
That's right? Very true.
It was 0.64% in 14, and it's down from 0.65 in 13 and 0.765 years ago. Remember, these fees are charged, in addition to every other fee, the retirement account. Now let's get down and dirty. This is where it gets real stinky, right? This is where the aroma starts to grow. While you may be completely unaware of ongoing fees charged to maintain your retirement accounts, you may also be blind to the load fees or sales charges you're paying when you purchase mutual funds. Now, I'm the regular Joe going to work, trading 60 hours a week, whatever.
Right.
Well, I can say, what are you talking about? I didn't buy any mutual funds. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
But guess what?
Your brokerage.
They did it inside your 401k.
That's right.
Brokerage bought and sold and bought and sold and traded and bought and sold. They whoosh whoosh your money.
Yeah.
It's like this. What? It goes whoosh whoosh.
Yep.
That's what they do. They move your money around.
That's right.
So when you purchase mutual funds, some mutual funds charge load fees on the front end, otherwise known as a front end load fee. While a back end load is a deferred charge that arises when you sell the fund. So the question is, do you know how many times funds are being bought and sold inside your 401k?
Most people don't have a clue at what's going on. Like you said, they're working. Yeah.
So I got to pay somebody when it goes out, and then I got to pay somebody when it comes back. I got to pay them when I buy them. I got to pay them when I sell them. All the time I have to pay them. This is ridiculous. This one blows me away. Bid ask spread, not big ass spread. Big ask spread. Ready? This might be the sneakiest fee of all, according to the San Diego financial advisor, Taylor Schultz. If you trade individual stocks or exchange-traded funds, ETFs, you're paying this fee. Now, these are the day traders, right? These are the guys who sit there in a seminar around real estate and go, oh, no, I'm a day trader. I don't pay any fee, right? Yeah. This one kills me. Even if your brokerage firm lures you in with so-called free trades, you're still paying this fee. Simply put, the bid amount is the amount that a buyer is willing to pay for a security, and the ask is the amount the seller is willing to let it go for.
They've moved it around, Dave. They've moved it around. That's all I've done.
The bid and the ask price are never the same. The difference between these two numbers is the spread.
That's right.
Which is the amount of money your custodian or brokerage firm makes for facilitating the transaction.
Exactly.
So you're selling one, right? You're selling one for $6. I want to buy it for $5.
Yep.
Okay, so I buy it for $5, and then they make money right in the middle. But what if it's reversed? What if I sell for $6 and you buy for $5? Then they're also making an additional $1 in the middle on it as well. And they don't do it just with one stock, one share. They do it with all of them, right?
So true.
According to Schultz, the fee by purchasing index funds instead of individual stocks. If you insist on trading stocks or ETFs, you could simply become more aware of the bid-ask spread, along with avoiding the securities with high spreads. Variable annuity fees. This is predatory on the older generation. So the older generation says, I want an annuity fee, a set amount of money, and I retire coming in every single month.
Right.
Well, the plan administrator says, okay, you can have that, but to have that, it's a 1% of your account's balance is what we're going to charge you for it, right? And if you don't need the additional guaranteed income, then what's the point of paying for it, says this lady in the article. And yet people don't even realize that I'm getting charged to have a guaranteed annuity on my own money. So they're charging me my own money. And then commission, well, we're all familiar with commissions. Or you can whittle down your fees to around $3.95 per trade on a low-cost brokerage. It costs you nothing to set up automatic contributions to a mutual fund, and you're still paying as much as $10 a trade on some of these things. So, all right, pull off of there before I get depressed and jump out the window.
Okay. All right.
The point is this, is that I think it's interesting how creative, right, verbiage gets in the financial markets.
So
right?
true.
You start to look at a front-end load, a back-end load, a variable annuity fee, an ETF, a this, a that. It's like, you tell me. I have an opinion. I'm like everybody else. I got an opinion. That kind of language, is it clear or is it confusing?
Well, that's a great point. To the average person, it's confusing. And money...
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. You're there with me. I'm on a roll.
All right.
So the average person, we say, it could be confusing. My question is, well, why is it confusing, number one? And then number two, I'd like to throw out there, is it intentionally confusing? Pontificate with me, Nate.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this.
The average guy or girl on the block, and even the intelligent investors that I'm dealing with, right? Sophisticated investors, because they're accredited. They still don't understand what the hell is going on inside their own accounts.
True.
And my question is why? Why don't they know?
Well, my thought on that is, first of all, money has a language, its own language, and it's not taught in schools, right? It's not the language of money, and the details of money is not taught in schools. And so after someone leaves their job, after someone leaves school, they go into their job. The first investment vehicle that people are introduced to is the 401k. It's the IRA. And it's designed that way for a reason. And since they're so maybe excited about their new job and growing their life, making more money than they did last year, all that kind of stuff, they're all excited. And they got a retirement. Hey, I'm going to get taken care of. Well, that's right. The guys who are running the brokerage firm are going to get taken care of too. And the reality is, because of that lack of knowledge, there are a lot of built-in fees that other people are taking advantage of. I think it's horrendous. I can't believe that there is the audacity of some trading houses, some securities companies out there, wealth management companies, that still charge a fee for buying a stock. Like, to me, it's 2020. Let's get serious. E-Trade, for anywhere from E-Trade, Fidelity. I could go on and on. You make a buy, they still charge a commission fee. Come on. I think, again, and to them it's normal. And then you have some disruptors in the marketplace that say, hey, there's a better way. There's a better way. But that comes with knowledge and time.
So watch this. Ask me if I get paid as a fund manager.
Dave, do you get paid as a fund manager?
Thank you for asking me that question, Nathan. The answer is yes.
How do you get paid as a fund manager?
So watch. Here's some of the differences. And again, there's no right or wrong. Mm-hmm. All right. Some people will hear this podcast, this show that we do, and they'll be just staunch defenders of what they've always been doing. Right. Because some people are, they're okay and accepting mediocrity and keep getting what they've been getting, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not on this planet to convince anybody of anything. I really genuinely don't care. I don't. I care about the individuals, but I don't necessarily care about the financial choices that people make, because I've been around long enough now to see thousands of people make choices that impacted and changed their lives, and I've seen thousands and thousands of people go back to mediocrity and just the same old, right? It is what it is. Right. So do I get paid as a fund manager? Yeah. So what do? I get paid for my expertise. Mm-hmm. But here's the difference between what I do and maybe what some of these other investment options do. First of all, there is a preferred rate of return to my investors. I would love to challenge anybody in the 401k marketplace and ask them what their preferred rate of return is to their 401k investors. We all know that their immediate answer will be preferred what?
What? Preferred?
Right. There is what? Right? There's your preferred rate of return. It starts at 0. Yeah. If it's 1, you're lucky. If it's 10, you're really lucky. If it's -4, you're lucky. So we start with a preferred rate of return to our investors. Once they hit that preferred rate of return, right? Once they hit that, then from that point on, we begin to participate in the upside of the fund, right? The upside of the cash flow, the upside of the sales and acquisitions. Now, I get paid when we buy a building. I get paid 2% one time, not every time. Yeah. Right? I get paid one time when we buy that building. Yeah. Okay? One time. I don't get paid for managing the asset managers. I don't get paid additional fees on top of it for managing the overall. It's my business that my investors have joined me in. Does that make sense?
Right. Absolutely.
And then annually, I get paid 2% for the value of the assets under management. That's it. One time. Yep. That's it. That's how we get paid. And we participate in the upside. And all of those fees, I'll say it again, all of the fees are disclosed in the private placement memorandum. If there's one thing that I think the government did right, was to put a compliance piece in place.
So
the
true.
Securities Exchange Commission.
So true.
Right? And trust me, my chief investment officer, Walter, he's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean no? Can't say that, can't do that, can't imply that, can't, no. And I'm like, but it's true, Walter. He says, I don't care. We've done, $250 million worth of acquisitions, right? I've raised $120 million. I've deployed $120 million. I've paid back $120 million. Yeah. I've documented an internal rate of return north of 20% on that $120 million. I'm like, good, let's put it all in our marketing materials. He goes, nope.
Can't do it.
That's fun. That's before the fund. I go, but that's what the fund is got. No. Yeah. What about no? So it's almost unfair. And I'm not a whiner. Hold on. I'm not a whiner. But it's almost unfair.
Very unfair.
That I have to compete with 50 years of misinformation and bullshit.
Yep.
Wall Street, right? In comparison to this is sticks and bricks. It pays a preferred rate of return. Yep. With targeted rate of returns north of the preferred and an internal rate of return for the 6 years that we hold the capital and work the money. We get paid one time on the buy, one time a year for assets under management, and then we all participate in the upside together. Oh, by the way, the upside over preferred is 75-25% split, with the investor getting 70, not us. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Did I get all of that out? I think I got it all out.
You did.
That's almost
I think so.
enema. Almost like cleansing right there.
It's like cleansing.
It's cleansing. It really is.
Definitely cleansing. And I want to go back to the part where you said it's almost unfair, right? Years ago, or even if our audience has experienced this before, is that maybe you drive down the road and you see a big building and it says under new management, right?
Yeah.
Not a restaurant. I'm not talking a restaurant. I'm talking like a brand new building, or maybe you've seen a brand new building being built, a new apartment complex being built. Like, wow, I wonder who's behind that. I wonder who's doing that, right? What's so great about what you're talking about in your fund is that now, I don't want to say everybody, but now more people can participate in those. That's where I think what you're offering is become more accessible than ever before. Years ago, people would just look at those buildings and say, "Oh man, I don't have enough capital or knowledge." You know?
Yeah.
That's what makes it unique.
I've said this so many times, I'm going to say it again. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right?
That's very true.
So I am always fine-tuning my skills. And I'm going to call him a mentor because I pay attention to him and I have access to him. But there's a gentleman who currently has maybe 3 or 4 different funds. One's a debt fund for lending.
Okay.
One's a new housing fund. One's he's actually got a leisure fund, hotel leisure. And then, of course, he also has multifamily. So as I'm talking to you right now, the guy that I kind of align myself with has $1 billion with a B under management.
Nice.
Right? Just got a notification. They are trying to double their portfolio in one acquisition.
Whoa.
12,000 doors.
Jeez.
So they will have $2 billion under management.
Gosh.
Now, if they execute on this, they're in their due diligence and underwriting, but they're pretty confident that it's going to be a go. Think of all the people that no longer needed to drive by those assets.
Yeah.
Think of all the people that no longer needed to be lied to by Wall Street. Think of all the people who can exit out of that kind of scenario with enough capital to take them to the finish line. That's what gets me excited. That gives me God. So that's the stuff that makes the little shiny blonde hairs on my tanned arms stand up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like I look at what I'm doing and I think to myself, this is pretty powerful. Then I look at how it can go the next level and the next level and the next level and have that positive impact on investors, not only in the States, but globally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question, because we got a global audience. I know there's many people here who are watching you from England, and we got people all over the world watching. So I got to ask you, what about foreign investors into the fund?
Yeah, it's a little trickier. Okay. But if there is a foreign investor who wants information, we can guide them through. I'm not going to say yes, it's an open door policy because I wouldn't be telling the truth. Okay. But there are ways to invest, just like I can go invest in Abu Dhabi if I want to. Yeah. Right. We bring in capital from Israel. I know comes in. Yeah. And invests in our real estate. It gets politically charged when you start talking about China investing and these other countries that we don't love.
That's what I had in my mind.
Let me tell you something. There's still a lot of international capital coming into the United States of America.
So true.
And if it's good capital, if it's honest capital, if it's coming from people who are still at 100 and not at 0, you know what I mean? Super peeps. Then we'll work with it. But a lot of Canadian investors is very typical for our Canadian cohorts to come across and invest with us because there's a bigger bang for the buck in the States than there is back in Canada. True. So, international's possible, but you'd have to reach out to us at freedomventure.com and just throw in some information in the info, and somebody will dial up with you and see what we can do to help you for sure.
Awesome. Oh, that's really good.
Cool.
Good stuff.
So look, man, here's my takeaway. All right. I see the clock ticking away. So here's how I think would be a nice way to wrap. Ask some questions. Ask your plan manager, your plan administrator, for a complete breakdown of your list of fees.
Yeah.
And see what kind of response you get.
Oh man. Why?
You know,
Why?
if you're a trade, call your guy. You know that guy who calls you and says, "I got a good stock tip."
Yeah.
Call him. Ask him if he bought the same stocks that you bought under his guide.
Ooh,
Right?
that's
Ask
a good
them
one.
questions. Ask them for a copy of their W-2s from last year, right? And see how it compares to yours, right? Ask questions. Just ask questions, because if we don't ask questions, we don't get answers. And it's real simple. Those who seek shall find.
Very true.
And unfortunately, somewhere along the line, we became a nation of followers rather than a nation of seekers. And I think if we go back to seeking, I think things could be better. That's just my take on it, man.
Yeah.
And I don't get too profound with it, but it's the truth.
That's good.
If we start looking and asking, we'll get some different answers.
That's very true.
We're here to help, as you know. Anybody who wants to reach out to us, we'll connect with them for sure.
All right. No, let's get the website up. The website. I could pull it on a scroller next time, but what's the website so we can let people know?
Yeah, if you guys want to connect with me, you just reach out to us at www. which stands for the World Wide Web. www.freedom, as in freedom, Freedom, venture, as in venture, Venture, right? Freedomventure.com. Or Google some stuff. Google my name. You'll find me. You'll find our team.
Yeah.
And you can begin to do a little bit of research there. Pop some information in. There's a free download on there, Unlocking the Code to Multifamily Investing.
Oh, that's that. The book. The book is ready. It's out there.
Yeah, the book's ready, baby.
Oh, nice.
It's out there, dude. I don't overly promote that stuff because I don't know how necessary it is. Right?
Yeah. It's a new you. It's a new you. If it was before, it'd be like, oh, you should check out the book.
Right? Look, man, I've it was interesting. I had a guy wanting to know why I should be on his podcast, and I'm like, really? You got to ask me why I should be on your podcast. I probably should be on your podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like the days of free for me is long gone.
Yeah.
Free has no value in it. Free is for the broke.
Yep.
Free is for a broke mentality, right? So, but
true.
Anyway, there's some good information there.
That's very true.
And in return, guess what? You have to put in an email and an address.
Yeah.
Because we'll want to connect with you.
Absolutely.
If you're taking something from us, we want to connect with you to see if we can help you out.
Absolutely.
But if you go there and scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's a book that I wrote with John Dessauer, who's my, he's on our board of advisors as well. Super guy, investor, asset manager. So that's there for you. But you can connect, man.
Nice.
You can connect.
Good stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Are you relieved? You got it off your chest? Are you?
Actually, I feel a little bit better.
I was gonna say you look a little bit more relaxed now.
I walk in the door tonight, give my wife a big hug instead of sitting back down at my computer. You know what Ben said to me the other day? My 8-year-old broke my heart. I came home from the office and I sat down and popped open the computer and I was finishing up some stuff. He comes up and he's standing next to me. He's a skinny little thing. I love him dearly.
Yeah.
I love all my kids. But anyway, Bennett's standing right there. And he looks at me and he goes, Dad. I go, what's up, buddy? He goes, must be really hard, huh? I go, what's that? He goes, you go to work all day, then you come home, and you got to work some more. That sucks. And I looked at him and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
This too shall pass, right?
Oh,
We're building a business.
You're building, yeah. It's so true.
We're going to put it on autopilot in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And probably build another business knowing me.
Right.
Just the fun too will be the next business.
That's exactly how I feel. Yeah.
Anyway,
so
it's all
true.
good.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
The other one.
Good stuff. Well, I'm glad you could get it off your chest today. It was really good. You shed some light on some very important things that I know people need to look into for sure.
Yeah. Leave that website address up there for the info on it. Let them do their own research, man.
Absolutely.
It's all good.
All right. Good stuff.
All right. God bless.
All right, man. See you next week. See you next week, everybody. Take care.